Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. My name is FPL Meerkat and today I've got my Game Week 8 team selection for you guys. But before I get into that, let's have a look at how the team did in Game Week 7. And it was a pretty small red arrow for me, a fairly average game week to be honest. I think I probably was about 1 or 2 points, 1 or 2 points lost there to about 1.6 million. 54 was the final score with a -4 hit taken. I did do 2 transfers for this game week, which to be fair were probably my 2 best transfers I think I've ever done. I took out Jota, who obviously got red carded for -2, to Diaby, who got 8 points. And I also took out Estupinan, who got, again, -2 for an own goal, for Trippier, who got 12 points. So a net positive of 20 points there from my 2 transfers, which was really, really nice. And if it wasn't for those 2 players, it would have been a pretty shambolic game week. So yeah, very happy with the transfers. But yeah, a bit of a shame that I just with the team, I couldn't really do any better than that. The likes of Son, Ødegaard going massive, and of course Ollie Watkins getting 23 points. Not in my team, not really in my thoughts at all. Wilson did miss out in the team, which did luckily mean I got Cash's points off the bench. The 6 points there. I did play Bell and Bayer both over him for the double game week, and neither of them kept a clean sheet in either game. Yeah, I really got sucked into the hype of the double game week. Morris, basically the only popular player who got anything in those games. I was hoping that one of them would get a clean sheet. That was sort of the idea, but yeah, wasn't to be. Just wasn't to be. So a fairly bad game week, to be honest. I haven't really gained anything, but haven't lost too much as well. So still quite middle of the road, to be honest. 1.6 million. Again, rank's not too important this early on, because a good game week could easily put me inside the top 1 million. So yeah, need to really think about carefully what my moves are going to be. And Alvarez as well getting 8 points. The captaincy was something a little bit annoying. I will be honest, if I didn't captain Haaland, I would have captained Salah, but I was really heavily considering Trippier just because I thought the clean sheet was pretty settled and you know what Trippier can do. So yeah, a little bit annoyed I didn't go with my gut and went for Trippier, but yeah, very well done if you went for a differential captain this week. This was definitely a week to go for. And to be honest, I could have probably told you that with looking at, you know, the strength of Wolves' defence with the likes of Dawson. He literally stuck on Haaland the whole game, and I think Wolves have done that previously, where they've just completely shut out Haaland out of the game. So yeah, really need to consider the captaincy on Haaland. Moving on to Game Week 8. My armband isn't on Haaland at the moment. It is on Salah away at Brighton. It's away at Brighton. Maddison as well, I'm considering for the captaincy. I don't have Son currently in my team, and there's no way I'm moving out Salah. So if I wanted Son in the team, I would have to take a hit again. I am considering it. Wilson is still on the bench. I think he's injured for the long run. I don't think he's been in any sort of training, and I think he will become a rotation risk, which is a bit of a shame because I was hoping on the fact that he wouldn't be and Isak would just play all the Champions League and stuff like that. So yeah, can't really go for Wilson anymore. The defence I've got absolutely no worries about at all. Trippier, Udogie and Cash, I think that's probably one of the strongest defences you can have in the game currently. I am considering Trent, but to fund Trent, I would probably have to sell Haaland to do that. So yeah, I'd have to really consider about that one. I'm not going to captain Haaland this game week. The reason I think about it is because Man City's fixtures are getting a bit tougher. We know that Haaland can do really well in these tougher fixtures, but because of the ownership of Haaland being so high, if I'm not captaining Haaland every week, do I really want him in my team taking up all of those funds when I would prefer to captain Salah in most of the upcoming game weeks? Son is definitely someone on my radar just because he seems to be playing up front very frequently. He's another injury doubt, however, though. Diaby as well, really annoying that I've just brought him in and he did so well, but he is an injury doubt too. And obviously, Ollie Watkins is a consideration. I have 2.2 million in the bank. That is exactly enough to go Wilson to Watkins, but I have to keep my eye on any price rises and falls, because if Wilson falls once or Watkins rises once more, I won't be able to afford that transfer. So yeah, fair few injuries there to worry about. Neto as well as a player who I've seen a lot of people really excited about and want to transfer in. I am starting him against Aston Villa. I do think that he can grab a goal in that game, and I'm still okay starting Cash just because of his attacking output. The goalkeeper situation I'm not too happy with. Flecken's just looked rubbish recently. Brentford's defence without Henry or me in the team has just looked really, really shaky. But I do prefer the away fixture to Man United than the home fixture that Areola has against Newcastle. I do think it's more likely that Newcastle score a bunch of goals than Man United scoring a bunch of goals. That's basically how I'm looking at it. But I have also considered potentially a goalkeeper transfer. I don't think it's very far down on my considerations. But yeah, there is potential to move on the goalkeeper to someone maybe like a Leno, or I've even looked at Alisson, to be honest. There's quite a few goalkeepers who look fairly good for the upcoming fixtures. Neto as well, and have one from Bournemouth. But yeah, I'll probably look to play Areola in most game weeks. Anyway, armband on Salah is not 100%. He's my favourite at the moment, but it is an away fixture at Brighton. Obviously, Liverpool seem to play a lot better at home. I just think that they'll be very angry after that. Yeah, I haven't even talked about that. The VAR absolute kerfuffle with with the Liverpool game. I think I got all my anger out at the weekend. I've kind of come to settle with the decision now, but yeah, I've been robbed of points from Salah there, absolutely. And if I captained Salah, yeah, I'd have been absolutely furious in that game week. So yeah, I think that Liverpool will really bounce back after that game. They did play very well in the game. It's just obviously they went down to 9 men, and trying to win 9 men against 11 is pretty much impossible at that point. But yeah, there's quite a few players I am considering. Darwin Núñez as well as someone really hot on my radar. With Gakpo injured and with Jota suspended for the next game, I think Darwin is almost certain to start that one. He didn't actually start against Spurs because of a knock he was carrying. He would have started that game if he didn't have that knock. So yeah, I'm definitely considering Darwin. If I can't quite get to Watkins, if it potentially he moves in price. I can't move early on transfers just because I've got 2 injury concerns there. And also Son, someone I'm considering getting in, is also an injury concern. If I was to get Son in, it would be Wilson to Archer, downgrade to get the funds, and then Mbeumo up to Son. Mbeumo is someone who, I mean, hasn't really been doing too well. I do kind of want to keep him around just because he's got the Burnley at home fixture coming up, which I think might be quite all right. And I think against Man United, he can definitely grab something. I'm just not liking his positioning at the moment. He is playing very far wide. He's almost a right wing back at times. So yeah, not too happy with his positioning. But yeah, he could definitely get the damage against Man United. So the team doesn't look that great, I think, for this game week. I would really like Son in the team. I've just got a bit of a worry that maybe Son doesn't score against Luton in the same way he didn't score against Sheffield. I don't know. I think he's better in the tougher fixtures. And the away at Luton, I think Luton at their home ground, I think they're going to be really tough to beat for some reason. But Maddison, for some reason, I think a bit more lightly on. I think he could get he's been very unlucky to not be in the returns recently. And yeah, I think we could see a bounce back to form. So yeah, a lot of if, buts and maybes at the moment. I will obviously post my final team on Twitter, what my decision is. So yeah, I think it will definitely come down to making the move on either Friday or Saturday because of the amount of maybes that are going on right now, and of course European football going on, potential injury. Saka, that's another one who got injured midweek. We'll have to see what happens with him. I obviously wouldn't get him in this week against Man City anyway, but he's definitely someone I'm considering. And if I got in Son, I don't think I could then get in Saka unless I sold Haaland. My thoughts is that I think Salah is more essential than Haaland is for the upcoming fixtures, just because Liverpool's run looks so great. I think if I was to drop one of them, it would be Haaland. You've got to remember as well, Haaland is 1.5 or 1.6 now, I think, million more expensive than Salah. And in terms of the premiums, I think we always forget that we're talking about premiums here. You can go for one or the other or both. it's not a case of you have to have Haaland and then consider having Salah. You can drop Haaland if it's to accommodate Salah, because they are both premiums. And we just know how explosive Haaland can be. But Salah can definitely match him in the upcoming fixtures. It's a sea of green for Liverpool, whereas Man City, for the next 7, I think, game weeks, they're fairly tough fixtures. But again, we have seen Haaland score hat-tricks against the likes of Man United anyway. So, yeah, something to worth considering there. Moving on to the mini-league team of the game week. Chol Kelly, I don't know if this is meant to be Chloe Kelly, but King Eagle with 87 points here, 91 with a -4. There was actually a tie for first place this game week, but I have featured this one because it did get a higher score just with a hit. But yeah, 91 with the -4 taken. Watkins in the team, obviously the main differential there, getting all the points. And a captaincy on Alvarez. This is a no Haaland team, and it's top of the game week this week. So yeah, incredibly good. You can see there, Anderson on the bench getting 15. That really does sting. This could have been well into the hundreds if Anderson had made it onto the pitch. In fact, this would have been a great bench boost team as well, to be fair. Saka as well getting the return. Son, Diaby, Trippier as well with the 12. I think her moves were Trippier in for a Stupinan, similar to me. And I'm trying to remember what the other transfer was. It did net points though, but yeah. A really, really nice play there, and the -4 definitely justified. Very similar moves to myself. The double Arsenal defence as well, something I've not really seen about. But yeah, getting a really, really nice score there. And very well set up for the future game weeks as well. Just obviously that no Haaland, is that going to be a concern? I don't think it will be for the next couple of weeks, but we'll have to wait and see because, it doesn't take much from Haaland to go absolutely wild. And then moving on to the leaderboard. So we now have 3 managers who have had 2 top 10s and have a gold medal. We then have a sea of managers who have a gold medal and 1 top 10. And then, yeah, we've got a lot of silver medals and some bronzes there. There's quite a few people now who have 2 top 10 finishes, but still nobody has 2 medals yet. Nobody has finished in the top 3 for 2 different game weeks. We've got Alan Lang as well, who was a gold medal this week and has had a top 10 previously, and Chol as well. All of whom in the top spot, and we're about I think we're just about a quarter of the way through the season now. Under a quarter, I think we're coming into the quarter mark. I wonder who the first manager is going to be to get two medals. And of course, if you want to be potentially featured in this leaderboard, the league code is there on screen for you to join and potentially have your name featured in this leaderboard there. And also, if you are on this leaderboard and you are watching this video, get in the comments about who you are, because I know a lot of people go by different names. I mean, my name on the FPL site is my actual name, not FPL Meerkat. So yeah, get down below. If I talk to any of you on Twitter, please let me know who you are on this leaderboard. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you get a green arrow in game week 8. Let me know what I should do with my team, what you would do in my situation, and what kind of moves you're making this week. Are you going to go for a differential captain this game week? But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed the video, and get subscribed to the channel for more weekly content, and I'll see you in the next FPL video.